The Avengers Infinity War movie is still a year away, but we know what you're thinking. Will Thor grow his hair back in time? We're kidding.
And you are an old man and a fool!
We know the topic on everyone's mind is the epic team-up possibilities, which is why we put together a list of our dream teams for the next installment. Before we start picking teams, slide on over to the subscribe button for the CBR channel. One click on the red button means videos delivered to your inbox daily. How's that for service?
I'd say that you sound like an infomercial, but not a good one.
Iron Man and Starlord. We've already seen Tony Stark pair up with Thor in the Avengers.
Doth mother know you weareth her drapes?
We know he's taken on a mentoring role with Peter Parker while he's fought alongside Captain America. It's always been clear that Tony has felt like the leader. What we haven't seen yet is how Iron Man will be when it comes to pairing up with another leader of a superhero squad. Guardians of the Galaxy have their own leader in Peter Quill.
Who?
Starlord, man. Legendary outlaw.
So what happens when two male-dominant personalities come together? That's why we're very interested in seeing Tony and Star-Lord pair up in the Avengers Infinity War film. Star-Lord plays by his own rules, much like Tony Stark. In the fight against Thanos, though, we feel like Star-Lord has the advantage and could outrank Iron Man.
Bring it down hard.
Quill has spent his life in outer space, among alien species and fighting on planets Tony doesn't even know about. Star-Lord defeated his own celestial father. He's held an Infinity Stone in his hand. Tony usually thinks he's the smartest man in the room, but with all this experience, Star-Lord has more on his side. This may bother Tony. We would love to see how they would handle being in charge of large teams while trying to compromise on strategy and knowledge.
Puny God. I am Groot.
Groot and Hulk. You didn't think we wouldn't put together two of the most powerful creatures in the universe, did you?
I am Groot.
When we last saw Groot in the post-credits sequence of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, he was a teenager. Stinky and not cleaning up his room, it didn't look like Groot was super interested in fighting.
I am Groot.
However, by the time Avengers Infinity War Part 1 hits theaters, we know Groot will have grown up more. By then, he'll be old enough to contribute to the group again. Vin Diesel is listed on the casting page. Thor Ragnarok still has to come out, and while we don't know what's going to happen to Hulk, we are certain he will also be in the film, which means these two powerhouses have got to get screen time together. The action sequences involving these two are going to be out of this world. We know Groot can grow very large, and we know how big Hulk can get. Can you picture these two side by side, smashing through buildings and charging at enemies? The strength and endurance will complement each other well. Imagine Groot growing out arm branches to tackle some bad guys, and Hulk comes running in to finish them off. Neither of these characters are big on words, but they are big on action.
Vengeance has consumed you.
I'm gonna make some tea.
Black Panther and Ant-Man. What do you get when you take an affable jokester superhuman and pair him with a serious, driven superhero? You get the limitless potential of the Black Panther and Ant-Man.
This is awesome.
While we acknowledge both of these characters have come in contact with one another in Captain America Civil War, during the airport sequence, they were on the opposite sides. They didn't get to appreciate each other as teammates because each was trying to defeat the other. Also, Black Panther's motivation for being there was to see the capture of Captain America. We wouldn't be surprised in Avengers Infinity War if the Black Panther doesn't even remember Scott Lang. We can't resist this team up. Their personalities and reasons for being superheroes couldn't be more different.
The Black Panther has been the protector of Wakanda for generations.
T'Challa is reserved, stoic, and disciplined. He takes the mantle of Black Panther with a sense of honor and duty. Scott Lang is more jovial and laid back. He takes his work seriously, but it doesn't mean he needs to be serious all the time while doing it.
I believe this is yours, Captain America.
These two have the potential to drive each other absolutely mad, or they'll find synergy in their styles and use it to their advantages on and off the battlefield.
I'm a warrior and an assassin. I do not dance. This is gonna end well.
Black Widow and Gamora. This entry is all about girl power for us. For the longest time, Black Widow was the only female member of the Avengers. Yes, the Scarlet Witch came along during Age of Ultron, but not as a member of the team. We only saw them briefly work together at the start of Captain America Civil War. On the other side of the universe, Gamora was also dealing with similar issues. It wasn't easy being the only female member of the Guardians of the Galaxy until Mantis came along. These two have similar backstories that could make for a great foundation as not only partners, but as friends. Trained from young ages to become assassins, they grew up in tough environments. They both did things they weren't proud of before changing sides.
I have lived most of my life surrounded by my enemies.
They also know what it's like to be the only woman surrounded by dominant, often stubborn male personalities.
Are you incapable of letting go of your ego for one goddamn second?
Their combined fighting skills and stealth could make them potentially unstoppable. Black Widow and Gamora could take on a legion all by themselves in hand-to-hand combat. Both are highly trained. No doubt their skills are complementary of one another. It'd be great to see these two strong female characters as teammates.
What have I to fear? The Avengers.
It's a fake laugh.
Rocket and Iron Man. We know this is the second time Tony Stark has made it onto this list. We can't help ourselves.
Well, you're not wrong.
There are just so many exciting opportunities for team-ups in Marvel's Infinity War film that we had to give him another person to work with. Or should we say, we had to give him another creature to pair with, because Rocket Raccoon is not a person.
You just want to laugh at me like everyone else! Rocket, you're drunk!
What happens when you get two wisecracking technology gurus next to one another? Sparks are gonna fly.
Oh, yeah.
We can't wait to see all the potential inventions these two can collaborate on. Both characters have enhanced intelligence. They tend to fancy themselves the smartest in the room. Iron Man and Rocket Raccoon are also experts in engineering. Maybe Tony can create a version of the Iron Man armor that fits Rocket. Rocket can use space technology to develop some new weapons for Tony to use in the fight against Thanos. Rocket has the advantage of being able to introduce alien technology and weaponry to Tony Stark. We don't think all the superheroes can defeat Thanos together without these two working together. Also, you know that combined they're gonna have all the best comebacks.
Big man in a suit of armor. Take that off. What are you?
Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
We can't wait for the posters with Rocket sitting on Tony's shoulder, ready for action.
All any of you do is yell at each other. You are not friends.
What choice do we have?
Scarlet Witch and Nebula. Our second female pairing in this list comes in the form of Scarlet Witch and Nebula. We think these two have more in common than meets the eye. Mainly, both of them have experienced huge losses in their family. While Nebula does have her adopted sister, Gamora, in her life, she doesn't feel that connection. There's still a lot of rage and emotions around what happened to them as kids. Nebula is a character without an anchor. Wanda lost her brother during the fight with Ultron. This loss was devastating for her, and she's still mentally recovering from it. We are thinking pairing these two strong female characters together can help heal the emotional wounds while forming new relationships. Their skills in battle can also work well together. Wanda's powers are still being explored. We know that she can create force fields, move objects, and make constructs. Her hand-to-hand combat abilities are weak. Nebula is trained assassin. She's an expert in combat and marksmanship. Her enhanced technological parts give her increased speed, strength, and durability. We can totally see these two characters fighting side by side. While Nebula may be on the ground fighting, Wanda can come around to help protect her from any incoming objects. She can help shield and do combination moves with her powers.
Tea? I don't drink tea. What do you drink? Not tea.
Thor and Doctor Strange. The 2016 Marvel release of Doctor Strange gave us an alliance audiences have been dreaming of since the dawn of the Avengers in the MCU. During the post-credit sequence, Thor is at 177A Bleecker Street, Greenwich Village, the location of Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum. There the two are discussing Thor's adopted brother Loki. As the conversation continues, Strange finds out that Thor and Loki are in New York City because they're looking for Odin. The Sorcerer Supreme agrees to help the Asgardians in this quest so they can return home. The combination of Thor and Stephen Strange is absolutely mind-blowing. With Strange's powers and Thor's skills and strength, they're potentially unbeatable. Sadly, we have yet to see this plot. Now it was leaked to fans that Strange would be making an appearance in the upcoming Thor Ragnarok film, set to release late 2017. However, there's only going to be a cameo and not a full partnership. That's why we're pushing so strongly for a Thor and Doctor Strange pairing in the film. Both superheroes are intelligent and understand the complexities of the comics universe. These red-caped heroes have a lot of potential. Their experience and abilities combined can be what takes Thanos down.
Captain? Big fan of SpiderMan?
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
SpiderMan and Captain America. The last time we saw Spidey and Cap together, they were on the opposite sides of a brewing superhero civil war. Spider-Man was a late addition to Tony Stark's team, and as a wild card had the advantage. Setting aside no one but Iron Man knew he was coming to the fight. No one could have predicted his abilities and style. Captain America was genuinely shocked with Peter Parker yanked Cap's shield away from him. There are two main reasons why we're calling for this must-see team-up, assuming of course that Steve Rogers is included in the fighting in some form. What would it be like to see two superheroes who were once on opposing sides must work together? This isn't like Black Widow and Cap reuniting after a rift formed between them after Civil War. They knew each other before this. Peter and Steve have no relationship to fall back on. Peter is also a young kid and Cap is technically 99 years old. They have very different perspectives. Second, we want to see their power combinations working together. We see a lot of potential with web shooters flying in while Cap tosses the shield ahead of him to clear the way. Spider-Man swinging in to grab Cap as they rush towards the action. Don't you think it would be awesome to see these two working together?
We're fighting an army of robots, and I have a bow and arrow.
You're an imbecile.
Hawkeye and Drax. Don't worry, we didn't leave off your favorite intergalactic criminal off this list. We know you thought we were gonna pair him up with the Incredible Hulk, but hey, we fooled you. We think there's a better teammate out there for Drax the Destroyer in the form of Hawkeye. The former S.H.I.E.L.D. special agent's cool demeanor can prove to be a useful counterbalance to Drax. Drax is known for his single-minded quest to avenge his family, and often unleashes this rage at his enemies. Although this rage can provide useful, like an adrenaline boost, it can also be a weakness. Drax, in an anger-fueled attack, is less likely to consider the dangers surrounding him during an attack. Like in the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 opening sequence, Drax jumps inside the obelisk. He doesn't think, he acts. Gamora has to save him. Using his tactical skills, Clint can be the backup Drax needs in a battle. He could survey the situation from a distance and use his master marksmanship abilities to provide backup to Drax. His reflexes and keen eyesight will be able to track Drax and provide immediate support. This team-up allows both superheroes to utilize their abilities to their fullest potential.
If I touch someone, I can feel their feelings.
You know, I don't know what this is.
Vision and Mantis. Were you as excited as we were when Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 introduced Mantis as a new character to the group? We were even more thrilled when she became a permanent feature on the team at the end of the film. We thought the perfect matchup for this young empath is the android male of Vibration, Vision. Outside of them pairing up in the fight against Thanos, it's their relationship outside of the fighting that has enormous potential. Vision is polite, calm, and curious being. A major component to his character's drive is struggling to understand human behaviors and emotions. As a non-human sentient life form, he's not mastered the subtle nature of human interaction. With Mantis as his wing woman, Vision could build a platonic friendship with a woman who can help him gain insight and ease his awkward approach. In return, Mantis, who has no known family members, can form a new relationship with a being who doesn't need her for her powers. Her pathokinesis abilities could be preserved for helping to take down enemies. While Vision is busy using his energy blasts and synthetic constructs as a heavy hitter, Mantis can come in from behind to complete the job by putting them to sleep. That way, there are less casualties of the war.
Gotta say, that's awesome.
You know what they say, 2 is better than 1. When it comes to Marvel superheroes, that's absolutely true. Which one of these pairs are you looking forward to the most? Let us know in the comments below. While you're here, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and check out more awesome videos from our playlist. And if you liked our video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. As always, thanks for watching.